Hey, hey, welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so I know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and I appreciate you being here today. So today I'm going to talk about how to ease panic during isolation. You know, when you're isolating or in quarantine or just staying home, it's easy to feel stress and panic, right? I mean, I get it. I'm watching what's going on around us, and sometimes I have to fight back that panic too. I think the thing that scares me the worst right now is that the experts are saying that the entire country should be shut down, and that's the only way we're going to get ahead of this. And yet, my president and my governor of my state are not willing to do that. And from what I know, I believe that the experts, when they say that not locking down the entire country is going to make this last longer, whereas if they do it now, we can get through this more quickly and with less deaths. So yes, that's what I panic about from time to time. But you know what? I try to keep myself busy and not think about it, because it doesn't do us any good to dwell on that, right? I mean, it's not something I can do anything about, and so it's not worth my energy to panic about it. But if you're not careful, you might notice that stress and panic can get worse over time. The longer you spend time alone or without your normal socializing, so if you feel like your panic is starting to get worse, here's some tips that might help you. So the first one is get information from trusted sources only. Stop getting your news and your information from social media. You want to look at trusted sources only. I mean, I know I'm seeing on Facebook, and people are sending me these crazy Facebook messages every day about the latest COVID-19 cure. Take this, eat that, spray hot water on you, whatever. I mean, seriously, people, there is no cure. If there was, you would hear about it on the news, not in a Facebook message. Seriously, they're working as hard as they can and as fast as they can to get a treatment, but there isn't one now. So getting your information from trusted sources not only is going to reduce how often you're absorbing the news, but it also allows you to get just the facts, only the facts, right? Without the opinions and the commentary. And this can be really reassuring, because you don't need to know what people's take on things, what might happen, right? It doesn't do any good to hear what other people's ideas are about what might happen unless it's based on facts. Some reputable sources include the Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, or the World Health Organization, the WHO. And I noticed, Facebook is trying to get the right information out. They're trying to be responsible. And so they have a link to the CDC directly on Facebook. And if you click on that, it says right on the bottom, if you're on a computer, it's on the left side of your screen, right along with your other shortcuts. And on your phone, or at least on mine, I have an iPhone, but if you click on the three lines at the bottom that is for the menu, you'll find it right there. And it just says COVID-19 information. And there's a link there directly to the CDC. So you can get real information rather than just what people are spreading. Another thing you can do, set up a normal routine. Something that you're going to hear about over and over and over again when it comes to isolation or quarantine, or no matter why you have to isolate, is to have a normal routine. When you find yourself spending long periods of time at home, the panic sets in when things are off, right? If you start to feel like you suddenly have to switch to a brand new schedule and nothing feels familiar. So to combat that, try to create a routine that becomes your new temporary normal. It can include some elements similar to what your routine was prior to being isolated. That will help a lot if you can do that. So for example, if when you were working outside the home, you always ate lunch at 1:00, try to do the same thing now. If you're actually working at home, if you're not just laid off, but you are actually now sent home to work, it's obviously easier to keep your mind busy because you are working, but try to stay pretty much on the same schedule as you did when you went to work every day. Doing these things, even the small things like having lunch at the same time every day, it will feel more familiar, and it can often help ease the panic. And then focus on what you can control. You can't do anything about what's happening in the world right now except keep yourself and your family as safe as possible, right? So instead of worrying about what you have no control over, focus on what you can control. This might mean setting up a schedule to do homework with your kids, getting regular exercise, cooking meals at home, reading or doing other self-care, washing your hands, and all those other things that you have control over, right? These things are good for your mental and your physical health because you have full control over them. So for me, I've worked at home in my Avon business for years. So in a lot of ways for me, it's business as usual. I have my set daily things I do every day that haven't changed since the coronavirus hit, because it's still about working my business. It's still about writing my blog posts. It's still about scheduling things on Facebook. All of that hasn't changed. It's about recognizing my team. So I'm really busy doing all those things, but I've also my business has slowed down a little bit, so I'm not as busy. But so I've made a commitment to getting on the treadmill for 30 minutes a day. And today, I am proud to say, today is the 15th day, and I haven't missed a day. I know that doesn't sound like much. I know, you guys, I'm sorry. But for me, 15 days in a row on the treadmill is a pretty good streak. And that's just really good for me. And I'm committed to keep this up, coronavirus or not. I am going to be on that treadmill every single day for 30 minutes. Or if it's not the treadmill, it's walking, or it's dancing, or it's doing something, some kind of exercise for 30 minutes a day. I figure it's 30 minutes. I can do anything for 30 minutes, right? And I'm going to keep it up, coronavirus or not. It's something I have control over too right now. And another thing I'm doing is I'm making masks. So I'm sending some to my family to help them stay safe. And I probably won't have a lot, but I'll try to have them available for anyone who needs one. So if you need one, let me know. If I have one, I'll give it to you. But these are things that I'm doing that I can control, rather than obsessing about what's going on out there. Work with a mental health professional. If you have severe anxiety that's leading to panic, then you might need to talk to somebody, to a mental health professional. There's many therapists out there that can work remotely, that you could talk to on the phone or online, through a Zoom call. And if you're not able to leave, I know that you're not able to leave your home or office. So those things can be really helpful. A phone call, a Zoom call, things like that. But I'm not sure where to find them. I'm not an expert on this. I've seen it talked about on the local news. So I bet if you go to your local news or your city's Facebook page, you might find information about how to find someone, or Google search it, or ask people for referrals, right? But if this is you and your anxiety is getting severe, find someone professional to help you. Seriously, it will help make all the difference. You need to do that. And just the act of finding someone might help take your mind off what's going on too, because it gives you something to do, right? So, hey, when the world is freaking out, it's more important than ever that we reach out, we connect, and we take care of one another. So, hey, now I'd love to hear from you. What kinds of things are you doing to still stay sane now that you're working from home? What kinds of things are you doing to stay busy? Please share with us in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And I see Anitra just came on. Hi, Anitra. Good to see you. Sorry you're at the end. But anyway, I'd love to hear your story, so please share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here with me today. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.